Welcome to all final year students to the live session. My dear students, in the last class I have completed Unit 1. I have completed entire Unit 1. You can compare my recorded video, my video, class video with your syllabus. Nothing is pending from my side. Okay. Today, I'll move on to the second unit. Again, the second unit is also very, very important from the examination point of view, even for the sake of knowledge. How to form a company, how to form a private company, how to form a public company. So second unit, mainly deals with formation of a company. Well, I will share you my PPT. 1 minute. Okay, can you see my PPT? Hope you can see. Yeah. So in today's class, I'll discuss about the three important stages for the formation of a company. So I cannot complete all three stages in the today's class. I'll take the first stage, that is promotion stage. In the promotion stage, the concept called promoter will come into picture. Who is the promoter, and what are the steps involved in the promotion? Functions of promoter. Okay, then legal status or position of promoter, and last we'll discuss about the remuneration of a promoter. So all this point will be covered in today's session. Okay. So what are the three stages which you can see from my PPT? Number one is promotion stage. Number two is incorporation or registration stage. And the third one is commencement of business stage. Well, a company may be formed either to carry on a new business or to take over an existing business. Before a company actually formed, certain person who wish to form a company will come together with a view to carry on some business for the purpose of earning more and more profit. Such persons or such person have to decide on various WH questions. WH questions: what, where, when, with whom, how many. So WH questions. Now, after deciding about the formation of the company, the interested person take necessary steps to form a company. The formation of company is no doubt a lengthy process. There are various stages in the formation of company, from thinking of starting business to the actual starting of the business. The entire process or the whole process of formation of a company may be mainly or broadly divided into three categories, three stages. That is, promotion stage, incorporation, and commencement of business, which you can see from my slide. Now I'll take the first stage, that is promotion stage. No doubt, promotion stage is the first step in the formation of company, which is initiated by the promoters. The promotion is the process of organizing and planning the finance of business enterprise under the corporate form or in the form of corporate. The promotion is a term of wide important denoting the preliminary steps taken for the purpose of registration and floating of the company. Generally, this will be done by this activity is done by the promoter. So the promotion activities generally it will be done by the promoter. Fine. Now, who is a promoter? Or what do you mean by promoter? Let us discuss the meaning definition of promoter. To put it in the simplest way, promoter is a person who gives an idea to start the business in the form of company are called or is called promoter. So one who moves the idea of forming a company is known as promoter. In other words, the promoter of a company is a person who does the necessary preliminary work incidental to the formation of a company. The person who thinks of forming a company and take necessary steps in its formation are known as promoter or company promoters. The people who assumes the task of promotion are called promoters. These are different meaning. The people who assumes the task of promotion are called promoters. A promoter may be an individual, syndicate, association, partner, or company, etc., etc. So, in the simplest way, promoter is a person who gives an idea to start the business in the form of a company or who initiates all the work which is relating to the formation of the company. Well, now come to the legal definition of a promoter. Section 2, subsection 69 of the Companies Act of 2013 defines the term promoter as a person who has been named as such in a prospectus or is identified by the company in the annual return referred to in section 92, or who has control over the affairs of the company directly or indirectly, whether as a shareholder, director, or otherwise, or in accordance with whose advice, directions, or instructions the board of directors of the company is accustomed to act. So, as per section 2, subsection 69 of the Companies Act of 2013, defines the term promoter in a three different way. Number one is who has been named as such in a prospectus or is identified by the company in the annual return referred to in section 92. Okay, already informed. Or the second one, who has control over the affairs of the company directly or indirectly, whether as a shareholder, as a director, or otherwise. This is the second way. And the last way, third way of defining the promoter is or in accordance with whose advice, directions, or instructions the board of directors of the company is accustomed to act. However, a person who is acting merely in a professional capacity shall not be treated as a promoter. To know about the nature of activities that the promoters usually do, study of some of the definitions given by the learned judges will be very, very important, will be pertinent. That is why let us have a definitions given by two judges. According to L.J. Bowen, the term promoter is a term not of law but of business, usually summing up in a single word a number of business operations familiar to the commercial world by which a company is generally brought into existence. So, this is a definition given by L.J. Bowen, Bowen. According to Justice C. Cockburn, Cockburn, he describes the promoter is one who undertakes to form a company with reference to a given project and to set it going, and who takes the necessary steps to accomplish that purpose. In India, so I think you have noted two definitions given by the learned judges L.J. Bowen and Justice C. Cockburn. In India, the promoter or the promoters or the principal of them are usually a persons who informing the company secure for themselves the management of the company being formed, or are the persons who convert their own private business into a limited company, public or private, and secure for themselves more or less a controlling interest into the company's management. So that means while transferring from their business from private business to limited business, they acted as a promoter. So they have seen even self-interest also to secure for themselves also they have seen, they have witnessed it. Correct. So this is the the general practice in India. Exception cases are also available. Now, with this meaning and definition of promoter, now let us have a look on the steps involved in the promotion stage. What are the different steps? There are four important steps are involved in the promotion stage. Number one is generally the four steps will be done by whom? Done by the promoter. Okay. Discovery of a business project or idea. One who gives an idea is called promoter. Discovery of business, discovery of project, idea. By whom? By the promoter. Is it not? So the first step in the promotion of a company is the discovery of a business idea, discovery of a project. This refers to the conceiving of an idea. Conceiving, CONCEIVING, conceiving. Ideaವನ್ನು ಹುಟ್ಟು ಹಾಕುವುದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ. Yes. Conceiving of an idea about some business to be started either in a new field or new area or in some existing lines of business. This is nothing but discovery of business, discovery of business project or idea. And the second step is detailed investigation of the business project. Yes, you need to have the detailed investigation. ಶೋಧನೆ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. In every angle you have to discuss, in every angle you have to investigate pros and cons, plus and minus, positive aspects, negative aspects, strength, weakness, everything, opportunity, everything, all these investigations required for a business project. The work of the detailed investigation of the business project involves a careful and detailed study of the business project to find out the economic viability or profitability of the project and the practicability of the same. Can we implement? You felt that it is economy, it is profitable, but at the same time you should analyze the practicability of the same project. Can we implement? Is it possible to implement? All these things, detailed investigation is required. That means the detailed information about the availability of raw material, probable demand, all these things you have to analyze in detail. So these are second steps involved in the promotion stage. And the third one is assembling the requirements of the project. After undertaking the detailed investigation of the business project, if they are satisfied with the profitability and the feasibility aspect and the practicability aspect of the project, the promoter proceeds with the work of assembling the requirements of the project, like getting the license, preliminary agreements, purchase of lands, purchase of machinery, planning, etc., etc. So this is nothing but assembling the requirements, assembling the required things. Then the fourth one is, you all know the finance is the lifeblood of every business. So financing the business project, how to raise the finance, how to get the finance. After assembling the promoter, the promoter proceeds with the preparation of financial schemes for raising the finance required for the business. So these are the four important steps are involved in the promotion stage. Now let us discuss about the functions of promoter. The first function is to originate an idea of starting a business in the form of a company. The second function of the promoter is to investigate the idea and to know whether the formation of the company is possible, feasible, and profitable. So investigation on three things: practicability, that is nothing but possible; feasibility, whether it's economically viable or not; then profitability, how much I'm going to earn, the contribution in the form of profit, that is nothing but profitable. Now the third functions of promoter is to collect the requisite or minimum number of persons necessary for the formation of the company and to find out the first directors. And the fourth one is to decide the name of the company. Name of the company must be decided and it should be selected. Then the fifth one is to settle the details of the memorandum of association and the articles of association. M bar A is nothing but memorandum of association. A bar A is nothing but articles of association of the company, and to get these documents drafted, printed, and to arrange for the incorporation or registration of the company. No company can be registered without these two documents. So every company must have memorandum of association as well as articles of association. So that is why document must be drafted, printed, and then going for the registration. Well, the next sixth one is to arrange for the generation or preparation of the prospectus and its issue. Preparation of prospectus and issue of prospectus. Then the seventh one is to enter into a preliminary contract. To enter into preliminary contract. Again, this will be done by whom? The promoter. These are the functions of promoter. Preliminary contract is nothing but making an agreement for the smooth running of the business. Maybe related to maybe agreement may be related to the purchase of goods, material, machinery, finance, all these agreement. Fine. Then eighth one is to arrange for the loan, etc., or from various financial institutions. Then, while making the preliminary contract, this is the eighth one. Okay, while making the preliminary contract, promoters are required to pay the preliminary expenses. So preliminary expenses are expenses which are entered, which are spent by the promoter for making the preliminary contract. Then is ninth one is arrangement of the loan and all finance, various finance from the various financial institutions. And the 10th one is to perform other functions, if any, to perform such other functions which are necessary for the formation of the company. If anything is left out, the other things, etc., etc. When you say etc., etc., means which is not mentioned. Correct. So other functions, performing the other functions which are necessary for the formation of the company. And the 11th one is to conduct the negotiations of the purchase of business where it is intended to purchase an existing business. So negotiation means that we're bargaining for the purchase, negotiation, initiation, all this will is related to purchase of business, purchase of existing business, etc., etc. So these are the 11 functions performed by the promoter. So 11 functions the promoter we have completed. Then I'll move on to the legal status or legal position of a promoter. So there are two important points here. One is a promoter is neither a trustee nor an agent. The legal position of a promoter is no doubt a peculiar one. Strictly speaking, a promoter is neither an agent nor a trustee of the company which he promotes. He cannot be an agent of the company because of the principle that his company does not exist at the time of the promotion. So promoter cannot be considered as agent. When you say agent, the agent must have the principal. You have studied the relation between the agent and the principal, the chapter called agency. You have studied in the business law. You have studied in the commercial law. Correct? To say someone as an agent, what is required? Who is required? Principal is required. Here, company was not formed. So company was not formed means there was no principal. So that is why. But he is working on behalf of the principal. He is working on behalf of the company. Yes, correct. That is why a promoter is neither a trustee nor an agent. Why he cannot be considered as an agent of the company? Because the principal, that is company, does not exist at the time of the promotion activities done by the promoter. ಪ್ರಮೋಟರು ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟು. ಬಟ್ ಹಾಗಂತ ಏಜೆಂಟ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ? he has done some work. ಯಾಕೆ? ಆನ್ ಬಿಹಾಫ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದು? ಕಂಪನಿಯೇ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. he is doing all the activities to form a company. So without the principal, without the company, definitely he can't have agent. He cannot be considered as the agent. But seems to be ಅವನು ಮಾಡಿದ ಎಲ್ಲ ವರ್ಕ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ, all the functions seems to be a work of agent. The same direction, similarly, he cannot be a trustee of the company. Again, the reason is as there is no trust in existence at the time of his efforts, his activities. So no trust and no principal at the time of the work done with the promoter. That is why a promoter is neither a trustee nor an agent, but seems to be a trustee, seems to be a agent. Correct? ಒಂದು ಗುಡ್ ಫೇತ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಗುಡ್ ಫೇತ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪನಿನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹಿ ಈಸ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಮೋಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕಂಪನಿ. ಬಟ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ವಾಸ್ ಇನ್ನು ಎಟ್ ಟು ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್, ನಾಟ್ ಎಟ್ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್. ಕಂಪನಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಎ ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ನೈದರ್ ಎ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟಿ ನಾರ್ ಅನ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್. ಏಜೆಂಟ್ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಇವನ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್, ಏಜೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇವನ ಆ ಕಡೆ ಏಜೆಂಟು ಅಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಕಡೆ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಅವನ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಲುಕ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್, ಲುಕ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ನೈದರ್ ಎ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟಿ ನಾರ್ ಅನ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್. The second legal status or position of promoter is fiduciary relations with the company. Fiduciary is nothing but full of trust and confidence. Fiduciary position means position of full of trust and confidence. It is true that a promoter is neither an agent nor a trustee of the company which he promotes. Just now you discussed it, correct? But he is considered as a trustee of the company because in practice he is in fiduciary position. That means he occupies the position as position of full of trust and confidence, correct, towards the company. That is why so he is required to do in respect of the things and property of the company all such acts as a trustee would do in respect of the things and property placed under him in trust. In trust, INTRUST, interest la ಬಡ್ಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, in space trust, TRUST. So placed under him in trust. ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಂಬಿಕೆ. ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ ಹೇಳುವನು ಒಂದು ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಒಂದು ಕಂಪನಿನ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಆ ನೆಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮಿನರಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಬೇರೆ ಜೊತೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈಯರ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಯಾಕೆ? ಒಂದು ಕಂಪನಿನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಆಕ್ಯುಪೈಸ್ ದಿ ಫೈಡ್ಯೂಷಿಯರಿ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಕಂಪನಿ. ಫೈಡ್ಯೂಷಿಯರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಫುಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್. ಆ ಫುಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು, ಸರಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಹಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದಾನೆ ಈಗ? ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ಟ್ರಸ್ಟಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅವನು ಏಜೆಂಟು ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ. ಈಗ ಎರಡನೇ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್, ಹಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಸ್ ಎ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟಿ. ಮೊದಲ ಪ್ಯಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುತ್ತದೆ, ಎರಡನೇ ಪ್ಯಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೌದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಫೈಡ್ಯೂಷಿಯರಿ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಹೌದು, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಮೊದಲ ಪಾಯಿಂಟು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ವಿದೌಟ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ ಹೌ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಬಿಕಮ್ ದ ಏಜೆಂಟ್? ಒಂದು ಏಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಏಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಇಸ್ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿ ಏಜೆಂಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇದ್ರೆ ಆಗ್ತದಾ? ಒನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ದ ಏಜೆಂಟ್, ಅನದರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ದ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್. ಈಗ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಏಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಮೊದಲ ಪಾಯಿಂಟು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಈಗ ಎರಡನೇ ಪಾಯಿಂಟು ಫೈಡ್ಯೂಷಿಯರಿ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳಿ? he works in the full of trust and confidence, full of ಅಲ್ವಾ faithful ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. and he is working on behalf of the company. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಏಜೆಂಟು ಹೌದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು ಈಗ. so he can be considered as an agent of the company as the liabilities on all the contract entered into him with the third parties of the company are later on taken over by the company, either by entering into a fresh contract or entering into the fresh contract with the third parties or through ratification. Ratification means accepting the work which have already been done. Ratification means accepting the work which have already been done. So through ratification wherever permissible. So that is why he can be considered as agent of the company. Yake? As the liabilities on all the contract entered into by him with third parties for the company are later on taken over by the company, either making the fresh agreement with the third parties or through ratification wherever permissible. So ಹಾಗಾಗಿ fiduciary relations with the company. Well, next I'll come to the last aspect of the today's session. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ನ ಕೊನೆಯ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇವತ್ತನೇ, that is remuneration of promoter. Very simple. In practice, a promoter takes remuneration for his services in one of the following ways which are mentioned on the slide. There are 6 ways, correct? ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಪಡಿತಾನೆ. ಈ 6ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು 1 ಅಥವಾ 2 ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಪಡಿತಾನೆ. 1 ರೂಪಾಯಿ 2 ರೂಪಾಯಿ. ಸೊ ಈ 6ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು 1 ಪಡಿಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ 6 ಪಡಿಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ 6ರಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಪಡಿಬಹುದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಯಾವ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡಬಹುದು ರೆಮ್ಯುನರೇಷನ್? Number 1 is he may sell his property to the company at a higher value or higher price. ಒಂದು ಹೇಗೆ ಪ್ರಮೋಟರು ಒಂದು ಕಂಪನಿನ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ ತನ್ನ ಸ್ವಂತ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿಯನ್ನು ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಎಟ್ ಹೈಯರ್ ರೇಟ್. ಆ ಹೈಯರ್ ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಯಿತು, ಅವನ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಹೈಯರ್ ರೇಟಿಗೆ ಹೋಯಿತು. ಅವನ ಒಂದು ಎಫರ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಣ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿತ್ತು ಅವನಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಹಣ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದೆ ರೆಮ್ಯುನರೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ ಮೇ ಸೆಲ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಓನ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಟು ದ ಕಂಪನಿ. ತನ್ನ ಓನ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿನ ಕಂಪನಿ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಹೈಯರ್ ರೇಟಲ್ಲಿ, ಎಟ್ ಹೈಯರ್ ರೇಟ್, ಹೈಯರ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆರ್ ಹೈಯರ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್. ಆಗ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನೇ ರೆಮ್ಯುನರೇಷನ್ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಪ್ಪಿಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. ಅವನಿಗೆ ಲಾಭ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್, he may purchase the shares at par or at lower price. ಈಗ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಒಂದು ಶೇರಿಗೆ 1,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಇದೆ. ಆಕ್ಚುಲ್ ಒರಿಜಿನಲ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಅದು 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ. ಅವನಿಗೆ 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಶೇರನ್ನ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಲೋವರ್ ಪ್ರೈಸಲ್ಲೂ ಸಹ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ he may purchase, ಯಾರು ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ ಮೇ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಎಟ್ ಪಾರ್. ಎಟ್ ಪಾರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ರೇಟ್ ಅಂತ, ಅಥವಾ ಅಟ್ ಲೋವರ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಹ, ಡಿಸ್ಕೌಂಟ್ ರೇಟ್ ಸಹ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಮೂರನೇದು, ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ he may take commission. ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ he may take commission on the shares sold. ಎಷ್ಟು ಶೇರ್ ಸೇಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. he may take some shares of the company. ಅವನೇ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು in the form of remuneration. Then he may be paid lump sum amount by the company. ನೋಡಪ್ಪ, ನೀನು ಇಷ್ಟು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಯಾ, ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ದಿಸ್ 50 lakh rupees ಆಸ್ ರೆಮ್ಯುನರೇಷನ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಕ್ಲೋಸು. ಲಂಪ್ ಸಮ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಸಹ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ he may be paid commission on the purchase price of the business or property acquired by the company through him. ಅವನ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಎಕ್ವೈರ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಪುನಃ ಕಮಿಷನ್, ಎಷ್ಟು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಗೆ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಒಂದು 1%, 2% ಅಥವಾ 10% ಕಮಿಷನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು, ಎಷ್ಟು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಗೆ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಷ್ಟು 1% ಕಮಿಷನ್, ಆ ರೀತಿ. ಸೊ he may be paid the commission on the purchase price. ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅನ್ನು 1 ಕೋಟಿಗೆ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವ, ಕಂಪನಿ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿತ್ತು. ಆ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮೂಲ ಕಾರಣ ಯಾರು? ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳು. ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರವಾಗಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಕೋಟಿ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ಆ 1 ಕೋಟಿ 1% ಅಂತ ಇವನಿಗೆ ಕೊಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಯಾರಿಗೆ? ಪ್ರಮೋಟರಿಗೆ. ಆಸ್ ರೆಮ್ಯುನರೇಷನ್, ಆಸ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್. ದಟ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಸ್ ರೆಮ್ಯುನರೇಷನ್. ಅವನು ಮಾಡೋ ಸರ್ವಿಸಿಗೆ ಆಯ್ತಪ್ಪ, 1 ಕೋಟಿ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ನಾನು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ, ಕಂಪನಿ ವಿಲ್ ಪೇ 1% ಆಸ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್, 1% ಆಫ್ 1 crore. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಆಗ ಲಾಭ ಆಯಿತು, ಹಣ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿತ್ತು, ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿತ್ತು. ದಟ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ರೆಮ್ಯುನರೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ 6 different ways. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ರೆಮ್ಯುನರೇಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ among all these 6 ways ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಒಂದನ್ನು ಪಡಿತಾನೆ, 1, 2 ಹೇಗೂ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ವೆಲ್, ಸೊ ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ವೈಂಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಟುಡೇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಸೊ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್. Next class take aspect on duties and obligations of promoter, rights and liabilities, then effects of pre-incorporation contracts. Idana next class we discuss marona. So this is the second chapter. So I'll be taking only 2 chapters for you. Please note, as per your syllabus, I'll be taking only unit 1 and unit 2. Nanna portion astey. Okay, so unit 1 is already over. So unit 2 today I have started. Okay, so thank you very much. I'll wind up the session. Thank you.